Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Gananam va Ganapatikum Bhavamai Kavim Kavina Mupamasravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspada Nashrinvanno Divasida Sadhanam. Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha. Yasyar Virada Vaktradya Parishadya Parasradam Vignam Nignanti Sadaram Visvakshenam Tamasraye Srimate Visvakshenaya Namaha. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhetamastu ma vidvijavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Thank you.
Now I request all the founders' wives and some senior wives, please come and light the lamps. Chalu.
ఆఫ్ చేసి ఆన్ చేస్తారు ఫోన్ చేస్తారా ఏం తింటారు ఏం
Nita, Nalini, why don't you come? There's one more for just waiting. Please come. One more.
Namaste. Thanks all of you for coming and attending this very special event to honor Siva Sri Samba Siva Sivacharya, our first Asthana Sivacharya, and the father of current Asthana Sivacharya. And the way we are going to do right now, what we have done is prayer was done, and the ladies lit the lamp, and now chairman will give a welcome speech and a few things about Sivacharya, and then we invite Naranachar Mama. You are the only priest that I know of, unless I'm making mistakes. He was the only priest who was there at that time, and he knew our Samamurti Sivacharya very well, and he would like to say a few words. And after that, we request, one by one, Shiva, Dr. Nabla, and all we will invite, and whoever wants to speak, they will say a few words about the Sivacharya. And then at the end, we are going to request Salapa Butter and our Sivacharya. So, it is their reflection from the other side. We look at him as our Acharya. They look at us, not only Acharya, but father or father-in-law, both. So, and also we would like to invite Sundaramurti Sivacharya. Sorry, that was an error. Okay, so we request him to speak also. All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kusam Garu. Welcome. Thank you all. Very, very honored to be here with all the distinguished guests. The Sivacharya, thank you, and all the Acharyas. We're obviously, as you know, we're celebrating the Siva Gnana Deepika Mahotsvam. Today is the third day. So far, with God's blessings and your direction, it has been going extremely well. Thank you. Thank you very much. And obviously, this is the special event today. This is the Siva Sri Sambamurti Sivacharya's centenary honoring event. So, Sri Siva Vishnu Temple, all of us, the board members, all of the congregation, is proud to honor our first Pradhana Sivacharya, Siva Sri Sambamurti Sivacharya, on the occasion of Sri Shiva Gnana Deepika Mahotsvam this year. The Board of Trustees and the congregation of the Shiva Vishnu Temple humbly offer their deepest respects and heartfelt gratitude in honoring Siva Sri Samamurti Sivacharya on this auspicious occasion of his centenary celebration. Thank you. Just a little bit, I know a lot of you, and especially the founding members, know Sri Shivacharya quite well. You will be speaking about your interaction with him in a moment. Sivasri Samamurti Shivacharya, a revered Agama scholar and priest, played a pivotal role in establishing the sacred traditions of our temple, the Shivashna temple. Under his divine guidance, the Pratistapana, the consecration of Lord Shiva, Ramanatha Swami, and Shiva Parivara Devatas was conducted with unwavering adherence to Vedic and Agamic principles. As head of a large number of Shivacharyas, Sri Sambamurti Shivacharya traveled the world, dedicating the temples and seeing that the traditional ritual worship was followed. It is being done as well every day today in our temple. Outside of India, he dedicated temples in Washington, D.C., obviously here, our home, Texas, Boston, Hawaii, United Kingdom, Malaysia, Singapore, Sri Lanka, Australia, and Thailand. Shivacharya, my apologies if I missed quite a few places. He also represented Hinduism at the World Religious Conferences and received quite a few awards, numerous awards. As the first Pradhana Shivacharya, our chief priest of our temple, he laid a strong spiritual foundation that continues to inspire and guide our community. His profound knowledge of temple rituals, steadfast devotion, and tireless service have been a lasting blessing. We come together today in prayer and reverence to honor this noble Acharya, whose life and legacy continue to illuminate the path for generations to come. Thank you very much.
Next, I would like to invite Dr. Shiva, who will speak a few words about.
Shivacharya, please come up on the stage. Thank you very much.
It is very important role played by Guru. When we talk about, Mata, Pita, Guru. And so Guru is something that we revere for what the knowledge they impart, as well as in terms of the guidance they give throughout. So it is really an honor to be able to say a few words about Sri Samamurti Shivacharya. Going way back in 1989, we started the foundation of this temple. And from 1984, we were functioning at the Balalaya that you see now being renovated. And so we started building, technically in 89, and then in 1990, we finished the superstructure, but still we're not completed all the architectural aspects. But we were advised to do the Pratishtapana for Ganesha, Durga, and Hanuman it's called Charapratishtha. So to remove all the obstacles that will come in the way of getting the building done and the support, and also inviting the support of the community. As you know, in 1991 there was not a big community. I mean, it's not like now. And so you really have to gather a lot of people to be able to build a temple. And in 1981, we had invited the Stapati, to come and give us a plan, which he did. By 1984, when we opened the Balalayam, he has actually made a plan of the 3D model of the temple. And when we took it to the contractor, this was a 125 by 125 feet, temple. At the time we planned it, and the contractor gave a number that we thought we will never be able to touch, So we went back to the Stapati and said, can you give a little smaller temple? And so he then redraw, and look at the vision. He redrew it by 90 by 90, square temple, which is what the major vigrahas are there. But he said, no, this will be 125 by 125. And it did happen. It did happen. By adding Venkatesha and Ayyappa, it grew. And even a little bigger than that. So then we started building that, and with the Silpis coming after the contractors finished, and starting to pray for Ganesha, Durga, and Hanuman for removing the obstacles. They sure did. And after that, everything flew very nicely with a lot of community support, and as well as. And so when we came to the building, that is done. So then we have to start planning for the Kumbhabhishekam. As you know, many of us, we were there at the time, we have not done any Kumbhabhishekams, so we have to seek the help of an expert to be able to do it. And so that's when I was given the name of Sri Sambamurti Sivacharya at Kaligamba Temple. And, even talking on the telephone, it's tough. You have to, set up a time and all that thing, and then, call, some of you know this dial phone, and so we, talked to him at the time. And so he was, it was just incredible. He was so humble. He was, he's full of humility, compassion, and he said, looks like a lot of Hindus have migrated to other countries, and you definitely need to do it right. And but what he said was, he will take the permission of Mahapariva at Kanchi, and because at the time, crossing the ocean was one of the difficult consideration. And so he, after 1 week later, then we connected again, and he said, yes, you have the permission, and you can also look at the Mahapariva's vision, in terms of that, how, in the foreign countries, a lot of Hindus are going, they need support, they need an anchor, and so that is how, he said, yes, you should go and support them. And to my knowledge, correct me if I'm wrong, Sri Sambamurti Sivacharya came to US for the first time to do the Kumbhabhishekam of Sri Sivavishnu Temple, in Washington. We call it Washington. And, he was obviously a renowned agamic scholar, eminent priest. And I'm just going to say a few words about Sri Sambamurti Sivacharya, and it's going to be very, very brief. He has done so many things, and I will keep talking. I'm always very careful. I'm a professor, I keep talking, so so I have to be careful, about how long I take before you all get up, and so here's a very brief summary of his life and achievements. Sri Sambamurti Sivacharya was born on February 11, 1925, in the town Thirumanisai, and in Tamil Nadu. He was at the age of 16. He started his priesthood life at Sri Kaligamba Temple, and he was there for decades at the Sri Kaligamba Temple. And the interesting thing is, when his name was given to me, when I called, when I realized that he was part of the Kaligamba Temple, I got my training at Stanley Medical, which is also in Mannadi, and the same place called Mannadi is where that, and so I knew about Kaligamba Temple, and so I was very happy to able to invite him, and so then I learned about all the achievements that he has done for many decades, by then, and as I mentioned, he was renowned for his humility. I mean, you can ask any devotee in Chennai who has gone to Kaligamba Temple when he was their chief priest. I mean, he was so humble. I mean, for all the achievements that he has done, he is full of humility. And that's, there's an active chatter going on. If someone can go and just let them know to keep it inside. And no, so a lot of people want to talk about Samamurti Sivacharya. I think so. That's what it is, and he participated in more than 2,000 Kumbhabhishekams. I'm not counted. I'm just giving much more than that. He has gone. And so we were fortunate that he was able to come here and do the Kumbhabhishekam here. And for Sri Shiva as Ramanatha Swami from Rameswaram, and for Parvati as Parvatavardhini, here. And you have heard the names being said throughout the pujas. And for all his achievements, as Mahesh was talking about the many countries that he has visited, and I'm sure we left out a few, in his list. And he also went to Hawaii, and at that time there was a monastic chief, Shivaya Subramanya Swami, and who has also visited our temple. And so he has gone and did the starting Bhumi Puja for the Nataraja temple that was built, and which, they invited you to be able to do the full things recently. And, that's a full cycle. And yes, huge spectacle lingam that is there. So everybody, when you get a chance, please, when you go to Hawaii, go to Kauai, which is the island that is there. The Kauai Adinam is running it. And so, yes, the largest spectacle lingam that is there, in there. So you must plan to visit that, in terms of that. And that Sivacharya gave to our Sri Samamurti Sivacharya the Hindu of the Year in 2000. How appropriate. How appropriate. And he has had a global impact, as Mahesh ji mentioned, in various countries. And he was known for his strict adherence to the spiritual practices, the agamic practices, and based on the Vedas that our Sivacharya mentioned in his lecture as well, and that is something that he imparted to so many of his disciples, including his sons. And when, after imparting all that knowledge, he attained mukti on February 11th, 2003. 7th 7th July?
6th July was the Kumbhabhishekam of our temple.
Yeah.
Our
So-
Shiva Vishnu temple.
Yes, that is,
Next day, in fact.
yeah, so that is phenomenal.
7th July.
Yes, to 1925. I mean 2003, right? Yeah. And so, you know, it was really a blessing that he was there to be able to conduct our, and he has come multiple times after that for Subramanya Kumbhabhishekam and, you know, other things as well. And his legacy extends beyond the numerous temple dedications. You know, he inspired many with his humility, dedication, Sanatana Dharma. His influence has been with the priests that he mentored. They are still everywhere, you know, not alone in Tamil Nadu, in India, but also all over in the world. I just want to take a couple of more minutes to share my personal experience when he arrived here. And he when he arrived, you know, so he was giving, obviously, even before he advised us as to what are all the things to get and, you know, what are all the things to do. So when he came, you know, we showed all the things that we have collected and all that. And we said there are some things that we could not collect. And he said, there is no issues at all. You know, he said, what you have collected is enormous. The gods will be happy. You know, and so that, you know, tells you about his humility, as well as he said this. Then Sanatana Dharma is also very flexible, you know, in terms of within the Vedas and Agamas that are there, not that outside. Within that, they have already given a lot of alternatives, you know, in terms of if not this, if this. And, you know, you also mentioned yesterday, you know, there are so many ways you can do worship, you know, from 24 to even 1. You know, at the same thing Krishna Bhagavan also has said, you know, and so you don't have to have elaborate, you know, Naivedyams. So he, you know, pointed out to us, you have done well, this will be, bless all of you here in the United States. The second thing was, we are a small group of volunteers, you know, there are many of them that are here, they are going to say a few words as well. So when the Sankalpam came, the first thing, you know, so we sat right in front of the Gopuram and took the Sankalpam. And we all said, you know, we cannot be sitting here for all of the rest of the pujas going on. We have to run around, take care of all the things that the devotees, as well as all the things. And so it just so happened, I was blessed to have my parents here at that time. And so, you know, Dad said, they are here like Shiva and Parvati, they can sit through the things after you take the Sankalpam, and they can also take the Sankalpam, and they can sit. You go around and take care of all the things that you want to, along with the other board of trustees and you know, other volunteers. So that was a most humbling experience in terms of that, you know, he was able to say, and it was a blessing for our family as well. So with all of that, you know, it is really our humble namaskarams, obeisance to Sri Sambamurti Shivacharya and his Sri Guru Bhyo Namaha Harihi Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you so much for coming.
Namaskaram. Namaskaram to one and all. Sri Shamluka Sivacharya and our Acharya on the dais, and the priests in the hall, and friends. As it says, Guru is Daivam. Guru eva Parabrahma. That we should never forget. Don't look for Parabrahma somewhere else. Just see Parabrahma in Guru itself. Okay. It is indeed a great privilege and honor to celebrate the 100th year of our most venerable and the most revered, well-versed Saivagama Sivacharya of our times is none other than Sri Samamurti Sivacharya. I met first time Sri Samamurti Sivacharya when he came for our Pratishthapana of Shiva in 1991. He blessed our temple, conducting Pratishthapana Kumbhabhishekam for Lord Shiva at our temple in an authentic agamic principles. As Pratishthapana was done and conducted by such a holy and erudite scholar, the sanctity and sacredness of our temple will be here forever. Now, to prove that point, our present Sivacharya, Sri Shanmukha Sivacharya, is carrying the legacy of his father. So we are so blessed and really honored by his presence also. Sri Samamurti Sivacharya was very simple but very broad-minded and propagated the concept of Abheda Darshanam Jnanam, meaning seeing oneness is a wisdom. That's the principle of our temple. That's how it's founded. And he propagated that message, including to our temple. One incident I want to narrate to you, if my memory is correct, is in 1994 and 96. We were conducting annual pujas, just like we have done this time for Shiva. When we did that, we labeled that particular annual function as Shiva Vishnu Unity or Shiva Vishnu Sammelanam. At which time we invited both Sri Samamurti Sivacharya as well as our Vaishnavagama priest, Sri Savisat Swamigal. So both came here. In one of those functions, Samamurti Sivacharya was invited to come to our Vishnu Sannidhi and do the Abhishekam. Without any clarity or doubt, any question at all, he came and joined and he did the Abhishekam. Immediately, he took Sri Savisat Swamigal to Shiva Sannidhi and did the reciprocal kirtan. That is the unity. That is the unity. That is Abheda Darshanam. That's what we have to remember that. Those are the main things I have in mind. Of course, that showed the magnanimity of Sri Samamurti Sivacharya and demonstrated the concept of our founding principle as, Abheda Darshanam. So several times subsequently he came, as Shiva said, he came to Pratishthapana of Murugan. So we are very, very fortunate to have such a erudite, eminent Acharya to come and bless our temple and did the Pratishthapana. That is we are very fortunate on that one. Okay. For a temple to prosper and move forward, you need to have that kind of founding Pratishthapananas. You need to, of course, you have Sankalpa Balam and Sthana Balam. Our place definitely had the Sthana Balam. That's why it's prospering and doing well for the last 35 plus years. So, thank you one and all. Thank you very much.
Shivacharya's visit to this temple is something which myself and many other people look for in their lives. Because we have built a temple, so many Hindu temples are there, but how many Hindus are there, real Hindus? Very few who have understood what is Hinduism. Hinduism is so much misunderstood. And I am afraid that the future generation will have no faith in Hinduism. One of the reasons is everything is symbolic. They cannot understand what it is. So we have to have a school to explain this. I have experienced such situations in my life. You said a few years ago that Muruga's, it is not the wives. And I went to Murugan temple to give a talk in the meeting. And I said that it is not Muruga's wives. They are his Jnana Shakti and Kriya Shakti. Symbolism. And so many ladies and gentlemen came after my speech. Hey, Menon uncle, is it true? We never knew this. That is what I am saying. Nobody knows that. And children, they have to keep this Hinduism going on in this country. I am talking about this country. I have been here 50 years. And they have no idea. If you believe there is a group called, what is this? SBNR. You know that? SBNR is what is it? Spiritual, not religious. I am spiritual but not religious. What is the difference between spirituality and realism? So they have misunderstood what is realism. So there is education required. But otherwise, if you come after 15 years here, there will be nobody sitting here. Because we are all gone. It will be the children who will come who will have no belief in Hinduism. Unfortunately, our forefathers did not think that the symbolism will be so much misunderstood. So, but it is our duty, like you, to explain this. Whenever you get a chance, please go and explain this. And you come here, please, every year. Because there will be more and more new people to listen to you. And you will help Hinduism to continue in the United States. So that is the, and what you have done is, you have come as a strong light in darkness. What you have said has kindled a light in the hearts of the people. It is much more than what you think. So much respect here to you. So I want to say with full heart from me, you are honored. Thank you.
invite Charu and Shekhar.
Namaskaram to all of you. It is such a privilege to be asked to even say our namaskarams. My principal reason for being here is to let Charu speak about the Rajagopal, because your father had a great deal to do with this. But as a very much a lay person, someone who had been to many temples, but to the point that was just made, probably my understanding of Hinduism was at best 101. Saw in him and what he described when he said Shiva Vishnu temple, and what Ganapati Sthapati designed for us, the physical structure. Honestly, without the soul, the physical structure has no meaning. He brought, with Savyasachi Swamigal, he brought the soul. And what the soul is unity. So it was not just unity in the sense of symbolic, we'll keep them in a same place and we'll attach things and they'll all be one. You can still worship your own deity, you can still find your own way in the temple. Some people go this way, some people go this way, some people go this way. You are left with your own path. So it was the design of the physical structure, it was the soul of the temple, and that was brought together so magnificently in the Rajagopal. I feel that if you stood there, you can stand there for many days watching the clouds float by, and there's much to understand yet. But to me, that reflects what Sambhuvati Shivacharya ji did for us. And my grandsons are here, mainly to see you, Shivacharya. So for those who worry about next and next generation, don't worry. They will be that. But it is only because they have a grandmother like Charu who understood it and can communicate it. So with that, let me pass it on to Charu.
I can't begin to, first of all, thank all of you in the audience here who are here just because of the blessings that we have received from our acharyas. You are the legacy of that blessing, Shivacharya. So I'm going to speak only from a very, very personal, remembrances of him. Grown up in a Vaishnava household, and Acharya was supposed to be somebody that, especially a woman, to be seen from a very long distance. So from Shiva Vishnu temple, when we first came, it was, helping the temple and, young enough to run around and all of that. And the next thing I knew that we are going to have Kumbhabhishekam, did not know what it was. Picked up a little bit because we were not involved in the details of the religious programming. Dr. Shiva and Dr. Nagula here, Anantakrishnan sir, and of course MG Chetan was here. So they were all very involved in it. We were all given, chores to do, and as Shiva said, many chores to do, and Ramani was very much part of that group of people running around. But my first impression of Shivacharya was somebody who was going to be of very, very big stature, who would not speak, who would come and, just sit, and there's going to be a dictation of this and this and this is going to happen. Came to the temple, see this person. I was actually afraid of even going and doing namaskaram. Are we allowed? Are we not allowed? How far? How much do you speak? All of that, honestly, this is from the heart, okay? Little did I realize that the gentleman just sat against the wall watching everybody do their thing and fully observing everybody doing. And I remember him asking me, "Unnora nakshatram enak theriyum. I know your nakshatra. It must be Ardra." And true enough, it is Ardra nakshatra. Ingi angi odindirukken ni, you know. And that was it. It really opened up so much of our comfort level with him. Knowledge was not necessary to speak to him. So I want to say that first, It was just being who you are as a person and a human. And what an eye-opener that was for me. And are we not just blessed once? We are blessed twice. We have Savyasachi Swamigal as another, he was God sent, just as Sivacharya was. And the both of them together in that, the one thing that is so vivid in my mind is that unity that you talked about. It was just so, there was no difference at all. Shivasya Hridayam Vishnu, Vishnu's Hridayam Shiva, Shivaya Vishnu Rupaya Shivaya. It was an experience personified. We did take it into our calendar much later, thanks to Danny, okay? But it is just huge. And Rajgopuram, as Shekhar mentioned, there was so much discussion about whether it should be together or not. But once you have an Acharya, and those who are blessed to have Acharyas like that, it was a no-brainer, to have the Rajgopuram there. We have an 80-foot tower that talks about unity. We have a legacy in you, in Shivacharya, Samamurti Shivacharya, leaving a legacy in you, in your brothers, in the temple. I had not known about Kalikamba temple, but I don't think I'll ever go to Chennai again and not visit the temple. So with that, I'm blessed to be here, blessed to be, able to even talk, honored, humbled. And thank you for your presence. And as MG Chetan said, come every year. Thank you.
I would like to invite Parmesh Dwivedi.
I am a very fortunate devotee of this temple, blessed by both Samurti Shivacharya as well as Sabyasachi. And when they both were here together, one morning Shivacharya was conducting his daily ritual in front of Murugan deities, Murugan Vigraha. He allowed us to be blessed by that. And I did watch him performing all the rituals of Abhishekam of all of the Vigraha he has. And also he blessed us with all the Tirtham and that. And after watching him, I am also trying to follow the same way as he did it. So actually I am very blessed. This one there is a devotee, and I think this temple is also very blessed, and we are blessed to have Om Namah Shivaya. Sam Sadashiv Om Namah Shivaya.
Dr. Rao.
Pranams, everybody. I am the junior most as far as the temple is concerned, and experience with Sri Sambasiva Shivacharya. But I did have a great opportunity to meet him, and he did bless all of us at the time of the Rajgopuram Kumbhabhishekam. And his legacy, everybody spoke about it, and that's really a big gift, like as though he just descended from the heaven. and blessed us. And then his son, Sri Shivacharya, is continuing that. And my experience with Sam Shivacharya is very brief, but very memorable. I really appreciate what he did for our community here. Like Mr. Menon said that, he did instill the spirit of unity and also about Hinduism. And I really appreciate that. May his soul might have already attained moksha. So with that I feel, thank you very much for you, Sri Shivacharya, to visit us. Same to you, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I invite Venkatachalam, please.
A lot of you have spoken eloquently about the importance of Sri Samamurti Shivacharya to this temple. Not only was he very important to the temple, but to the area itself. And my interaction with him was much later, in the late 90s. And somehow or other, with my interaction with Ramani, I got posed with this question. And the question was, I was to make a home kundam for the Satachandi home. And that was a question that was to be made in a very short time. Apparently, Shivacharya and the team had left him with a plan for a home kundam. And they had left for Pittsburgh, if I remember correctly. They had all taken off to Pittsburgh. And so before they came back, I was to make a home kundam. So we thought about it for a little bit. And then I had my connections in Murugan Temple. So I went there to the Stuffadagis. They were actually doing some work there. So I brought the Stuffadagis from there, and they worked here because they were working there during the daytime. So through the night, they worked on the Homa Kundam as planned, and they built it up. Next day, Shivacharya and his two sons and the rest of the team came. They all came over to my house for dinner, actually. We were all sitting around. And then I told them, it's done. And then they said, actually they had different plans. Because by the time they were going to Pittsburgh and coming back, they wanted to, the whole Kundam to be looking a little differently, I think. But then he was not phased. And he wouldn't speak much. It was Kalidas who said, Paravad, we'll go with this. And then Shivacharya himself, he said, Ambalishtam. And so they stayed with us for a day. And at that time in my life, I used to do Shiva Abhishekam every evening. And he actually sat with me one evening, the next day I believe. And he enjoyed sitting with me. He was a very simple man and very traditional. And I grew up in this country, so I was not involved so much with all religious activities at that time. And my parents were here, so he enjoyed speaking with my parents. And he also was very dear to my children. And he conversed with my children. He asked them about their musical activities, their studies and sports and things like that. Then he used to call my daughter Taye. And then that was, my daughter, both my kids go to India every year, and my daughter is used to being called Amma by all different people. That's what people call ladies and girls. But this is something new for her. And so, why does he call me Taye? And then, so he himself answered the question, and he says, when I look at a girl or a woman, it is Umbar, Taye.
TV Gopal.
Namaskaram. Actually, I have, ever since the beginning of the temple, I had the good fortune of knowing and blessed with Sivacharya. The one thing that still rings in my ears is the first Kumbhabhishekam in front of the Durga Sannidhi that he gave this Trishati Archana. I don't think I have ever heard anybody do Trishati Archana like Sri Sivacharya. It's still ringing in my ears. That really made a big turning point in my life. Perhaps Kalidas could do it like that, but I have not heard Kalidas doing that. Okay, but that Trishati is the one which still I remember. Thank you very much.
Kannan wants to say a couple of words. He tells me that he's going to tell something that none of you have said it, so let's hear him.
I didn't prepare for this, but namaste to everyone. All told about 80s and 90s. I'm going to tell about 72. In 1972. I was 10 years old. I'm telling about my experience with Mama. That's the way I was told at that time. I went first time to Kaligamba. Our family used to go every Sunday almost to the Kaligamba temple and this thing. So first time I went, I was a new person. My uncle introduced. He was asked. Sister, my mama and mommy, we went. What do you study? I told about history and all. I was 10 years old only, but still I know history. In the temple or history, I was surprised. I don't know. He was a big thing. But I like any Vadya, when in the temple we used to be Gurukhat. But I thought he was like another Gurukhat. But I don't know his, my uncle used to say. I don't know. At that time, small. This thing. So, what he did in the history, Chhatrapati Shivaji came to this temple. He was very this thing, he is in 16th century. I don't know much about century, 10 years old. But he took by my hand. He showed all the pictures and other places. I still remember, even though it is, I am now 63, but I still remember. Whenever I see our Sivacharya, I remember about him. And he used to show me all the places in this thing in the Kaligamba temple. And here Chhatrapati Shivaji has come, history is there, it is written, in some scriptures, all those things. I don't remember much, but that is the way he is the big Sivacharya. He took my hand and then that is the interest he took. And I remember those association only brought me here to do some small service here. And I feel very, very happy. And I should always remember, those are all the seeds sown into my mind, so that it continues in that fashion. So thank you very much for the opportunity.
Having others speak, I think our Ramani, Kandala, even Katraman suddenly got the energy and strength. He says he wants to come and say a few words. So, here.
Everybody talked about various aspects of it, whereas for me, it is a family. Shivacharya, but I don't call him, I call him always the king. Automatically it comes. Okay. A couple of things I wanted to say. As Venkatachalam pointed out about the building the Homokundam for the suddenly Homam. He wanted to take him to Pittsburgh. Okay, that's on the previous occasion. And then during that time we talked various things, and at that time Satish was not coming, it was only Vairav Sundaram would be coming. So I took them to Pittsburgh, Vacharya and the Vairav Sundaram. And he came here for the UN conference, okay, and then at that time we had this it is a special food has to be prepared. What do you call kidney? Huh? Yeah. Huh?
Without salt here. Father had to take food without salt.
Yeah.
Salt, uppu illama sir.
Dialysis, okay. So he stayed with us for doing the dialysis, and then for that, the things we had to prepare separate things. He still always tell about that. The other thing is that, as I said, we had family. My father went to Kaligamba temple for worship, and then he was talking to him. Then there was a minister, Kantaraj, was there at the time. He came to see. He said, "Let him wait." He was talking to my father, and then complete that, and then we go. So, Saramayappa, this is my thoughts about him.
Thank you, Ramani. I think in our congregation there is right now those who have gathered here. I'm not sure anyone else wants to speak. If they have, please just tell me. Otherwise, we are going to request please Narayan Char, because he has to also go upstairs and do the archana. Who? He said he was not. That's why.
I told him I don't.
Right.
He's forgetting.
Narayan Char, Mama, you have to wait for 5 more.
Swami Sharma. Yeah, I don't have a lot of experience with Sambhav Shivacharya. One personal experience I have was, I think it was in late 1999 or 2000. We were getting ready to, sorry, to build the Rajamukam, and we had difficulty getting permits, and everything was, we had a contractor ready, but we were not getting. And then Shivacharya was here, I think Potiku and Kalidas were here. So I went and told them, we are having difficulty getting permits. So sorry. So he called me, toasted me, and he was so humble, like everybody said. And he made me sit in front of him, tell me what's the problem. So I explained to him, and I think he called you and Kalidas or something and said, find out what is the problem and let's solve it. And I think within 1 month we got the permit, and then we started. Thank you. Thank you.
Mama.
Namaste all. I was blessed. My Guruji Savisa Swamigal brought me to this temple in 1992 for Anantapatmanabha Swami Kumbhabhishekam. And also continuously in 1993, Venkateshwara Kumbhabhishekam was done by Savisa Swamigal. In 1994, Shatachandi Yagam was scheduled. And that time, I was blessed to meet Sambhamu Sivacharya Swamigal. That's the first time I met him. We are scheduled and the outer a tent is the same place where we are doing the Mahotsavam. Same, there is a tent. And in the tent there was a kundami scheduled, installed there. And he brought a trunk full of things. All the dravyas. And he is sitting, he want to start the function. He called all, come. Everybody offered the dravyas to the Agni. And then at the time, like Shivama said, Swamiji, we don't have the Upadesham. How do you participate in this one? He's so generous, so compassionate. Come, why? Are you thinking no Upadesham? Give you, come, take it. And when I give the permission, immediately I went and see, I got the Upadesham from the Swamiji. And then followed by Dakshiva Mama and Gopal Mama, so many people, they took the Upadesham. And then we all sitting around after the so many dravyas to the Agni. Finished that, Kumbhabhishekam. He's so humble, small smiling face. I didn't see in all the functions. All the time he's saying all the good divine thoughts he's spreading. And second time I met in 1996, it's Sammelana Mahotsavam, already mentioned. At that time, Sambhamu Sivacharya Swamigal also invited, Savisa Swamigal also invited. Both are in the Sammelana Mahotsavam. Each other are astonished. Seems like a two bodies, but only one decision, one soul. Such a way, each other honored and performed the that Sammelana Mahotsavam in our temple. By that, we learn what is the positive thoughts, how to see the situation. If anything, getting success, we say we are happy. But not getting success, then we learn from him how to generate the positive thoughts and get the help by the praying divinity. That is why in this temple means the two acharyas, they installed not only the shrines, their tapas shakti. Their tapas shakti is installed in the temple. That is why our temple is more prosperous. It is a great monument, Hinduism monument in this area, not only in this country. That is why I am so happy, I am so blessed. You are all blessed. Not only me, you are all blessed by the divinity of the Sambhamu Sivacharya Swami. And also, we are so lucky having, as is the father, so is the son. For everything, whatever we say, he is accepting, giving, protecting, supporting and success, making success. That is the Satish Sivacharya Swamigal. We are so lucky. I am saying thanks and namaskaram to him. And also Nova Swamigal. He is a professor. He is a principal of in the Sri Ravi Shankar Veda Pathshala. More than 500 students are studying in Vedic studies. I am also namaskaram for them. Namaskaram for all of you. You also so fortunate and also lucky coming and attending and taking the blessings of Sivacharya Swamiji. May God bless you. May God bless you.
Thank you. Now, with your permission, I'm going to ask him to do, and then our Chalapa, then you will be the pinnacle. Okay, thank you.
ஸ்ரீ குருபியோ நமஹ. தமிழ் பேசுறதுக்கு பர்மிட் பண்ணோம். இந்த அமெரிக்க திருநாட்டிலே ஒரு சிவாச்சாரியார் அவர்களுக்கு நூற்றாண்டு விழா கொண்டாடுவது என்பது மிக அற்புதமாக இந்த சபையில் அமைந்திருக்கிறது. உலக நாடுகளே போற்றும் வண்ணமாக நமது இந்து தர்மத்தை, சைவாகம வேத கலாச்சாரத்தை பிரதிஷ்டை செய்தவர் என்று சொன்னால் டாக்டர் சாம்பமூர் சிவாச்சாரிய ஆவார்கள். அப்படிப்பட்ட ஒரு சிவாச்சாரிய அவர்கள் இந்த தேசத்துக்கு மட்டுமல்ல, நம்ம நீங்க பாரத தேசத்திலே பார்த்துருக்க முடியும். இப்படி ஒவ்வொருத்தருக்கும் ஒரு ஹிஸ்டரி இருக்கு. இப்போ சொன்னாங்க அதே மாதிரி ஸ்ரீ சிவா விஷ்ணு டெம்பிள் என்பது ஒரு கோயில் மட்டுமல்ல, இது ஒரு கலாச்சாரத்தினுடைய ஒரு பிரதிஷ்டை ஸ்தாபனமாக அமைந்திருக்கிறது. இந்த நூற்றாண்டிலே இந்த தலைமுறைக்கும் அடுத்து வருகின்ற தலைமுறைக்கும் ஒரு கலாச்சாரத்தின் வழிகாட்டு ஸ்தாபனமாக இந்த சிவா விஷ்ணு கோயில் அமைந்திருக்கிறது. மூன்றாவது விஷயம், இந்த திருக்கோயில் சைவத்தையும் வைணவத்தையும் ஒருங்கிணைத்து எல்லோரையும் ஒருங்கா செயல்படக்கூடிய ஒரு வகையில் அமைந்திருக்கிற கோவில் இந்த சிவா விஷ்ணு கோவில். அது கூட ஐயப்பனும் இங்கே ஜாயின் பண்ணியிருக்கேன். அந்த மாதிரி நான் ஒருத்தரை பார்க்க முடியும். இந்த சிவாச்சாரியர்களுடைய நூற்றாண்டு விழா சென்ற மாதம் லண்டன்ல யுனைடெட் கிங்டம்ல நடந்தது. இந்த நூற்றாண்டு விழாவோட அவர் இந்த மாதிரி பண்ணிட்டு போயிருக்காங்கிறத உங்க மாதிரி அமெரிக்காவில் இருக்கக்கூடிய சொல்லும் போது ஆச்சரியமா இருக்கு. எப்படியெல்லாம் அவர் கூட பழகி இருக்காங்க, என்னென்ன செய்திருக்காருன்னு. ஒரு மனிதன் எப்படி வாழ வேண்டும் என்பதற்கு பலர் உதாரணமாக இருந்தாலும் கூட சிவாச்சாரியா சமூகத்திற்கு டாக்டர் சாம்பமூர் சிவாச்சாரியர்கள் உதாரணமாக திகழ்ந்தார்கள் என்றுதான் சொல்ல வேண்டும். அப்படி நிறைய விஷயங்கள், அது நிறைய அவர் சொன்ன மாதிரி ஒரு லிஸ்ட் எந்தெந்த நாட்டில் போயிருக்காருன்னு தெரியா. அவர் சொன்ன மாதிரி நம்ம முன்னால மாமா சொன்ன மாதிரி தபசக்தி, அந்த தபசக்தி தான் இந்த காலத்திலே எப்படி அந்த காலத்தில் ரிஷிகள் முனிகள் எல்லாம் எப்படி வழிகாட்டுதலோடு செய்து வைத்தார்களோ அதை எப்படி சிவாச்சாரியர் கொண்டு போய் ஒவ்வொரு இடத்திலும் ஒவ்வொரு ஹிருதயத்திலும் ஸ்தாபித்திருக்கிறார்கள். எப்படி ரமணி அண்ணா அவர்கள் சரணமயப்பா சொல்லிக்கொண்டே இருப்பார். அவர் சொன்னார், நான் ஃபேமிலியா சொல்றேன் அப்படின்னு. அப்படி நான் ஒவ்வொருத்தரையும் பார்க்கிறேன். இவர்கள்லாம் பார்க்கும்பொழுது ரமணி மாமா, சிவாமா, டாக்டர் சிவா மாமா இவர்கள்லாம் குருஜி அவர்களோட தொடர்பு கொண்டு அவரும் சென்ற 2 ஆண்டுகளுக்கு முன்னால் 2023 வேர்ல்ட் கல்ச்சர் ஃபெஸ்டிவல் கூட இருந்தாங்க. இப்படி எல்லாம் சாரு மாமா இவங்களெல்லாம் பார்க்குறேன். அந்த இன்வால்மெண்ட் நமக்கு இந்தியாவில் அந்த மாதிரி இருக்காங்க நிறைய பேர், தெரியுமா என்னன்னு தெரியல. ஆனால் இவர்கள் உண்மையாகவே இந்த சபரிவார தேவதானம், இந்த அஷ்டமூர்த்திகள்லாம் சொல்லுவாங்க, அதெல்லாம் சப்தவிசதின்னு. இந்த சுவாமிக்கு சப்தவிசதி அஷ்டமூர்த்திகள்னா இந்த போர்ட் ஆஃப் டைரக்டர்ஸ் SSVT சொல்லலாம். அந்த மாதிரி அவெல்லாம் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்க. அந்த தலைவர் பாருங்க, அவர் பேசுற உடனே போய் தண்ணி பாட்டில் எடுத்துட்டு வேற பார்க்க மாட்டாங்க. இங்கே மாதிரி தலைவர், இங்க இருக்க தலைவர் மாதிரி வேற எங்கேயும் நான் பார்க்க முடியாது. யார் தலைவர் யார் சேவகர்னு தெரியும். அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு கோயிலில் இந்த இன்வால்மெண்ட். அதே மாதிரி இந்த பல ஆண்டுகளாக இந்த கோவிலில் நான் பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கோம். முதல்ல 2008 நான் முதல்ல ஒரு தடவை வரும்போது வர முடியல. 2008 வரும்போது ரமணி மாமா தான் என்னை பால்டிமோர்ல இங்கே அழைச்சிட்டு அப்போ 25ஆம் ஆண்டு விழா விநாயகர் சகஸ்ர மோதக ஹோமம் நடந்தது. கீழே ஆச்சாரமாக உட்கார வச்சுட்டேன், நீங்கள் பண்ணுங்க அப்படின்னு. அப்போ வாய்ப்பு இங்கே பார்க்கும்போது உங்களுடைய சேவை, இங்கே செய்யக்கூடிய ஒரு கலாச்சார மையம், இங்கே ஒரு லைப்ரரி, ஒரு நாலேஜ் பேங்க், இப்படி எல்லாத்தையும் ஒருங்கிணைத்து அதே மாதிரி எல்லாம் உணவு இங்கே முக்கியமாக இங்கே இருக்கக்கூடிய கோயில் எல்லாமே அந்த உணவு அன்னதானம் என்பது ரொம்ப முக்கியம். அந்த சிறப்பாக அதை அந்த இருக்கிறவங்களாம் அற்புதமாக செய்து கொண்டிருக்கிறார்கள். அதே போல் இங்கே சிவாச்சாரியர்கள், பட்டாச்சாரியர்கள், வைதிக பண்டிதர் எல்லோரும் ஒருங்கிணைந்து இங்கே பூஜை செய்வது சிறப்பாக எல்லாம் தெரிவித்துக் கொண்டு, சிவாச்சாரியர் என்ன நினைத்த ஒரு பீஜாபாபுடன் சொல்லுவார்கள், என்ன செய்தாரோ இந்த நாலேஜுடைய ஸ்தாபனத்தை செய்தாரோ அதை இப்போ இந்தியாவில் எல்லாம் பார்த்துருக்காங்க. அவர் அன்பிற்கும் மரியாதைக்கும் உரிய டாக்டர் சாம்பமூர் சிவாச்சாரியருடைய புதல்வர்கள் அன்பிற்குரிய சுவாமி சதாசிவம் சுவாமிகள், காளிதாஸ் சிவாச்சாரிய சுவாமிகள், அதே போல சதீஷ் சிவாச்சாரிய, சண்முக சிவாச்சாரியர், நாங்கள் டாக்டர் சண்முக சிவாச்சாரியன் கூட சதீஷ் கூடுவாங்க. அவர்கள் ஒவ்வொருத்தரும் அந்த 3 பணிகளையும் 3 பேரும் உலகமெங்கும் செய்து கொண்டிருக்கிறார் என்பது சிறப்புக்குரியதாகும். அது முக்கியமாக SSVTக்கு சண்முக சிவாச்சாரியர் செய்து கொண்டிருக்கிறார்கள். இது எல்லாருக்கும் தெரியும். பல நாடுகளில் நாம் அவர் கூட டிராவல் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். நாமளும் பல நாடுகளில் கூட போயிருந்தோம். எனக்கு மட்டும் தனிப்பட்ட முறையில் இன்னைக்கு பாடசாலையெல்லாம் இருந்தால் கூட பல இந்த ஒரு நாளில் இந்த விழா நடத்த முடியாது, நிறைய பேசிக்கொண்டே இருக்க வேண்டும். ஆனால் நிறைய பேர் நல்லா பேசுகிறாங்க, எல்லாரும் அனுபவம் இல்லை. எனக்கு மட்டும் தனிப்பட்ட முறையில் 1984 ஸ்டடீஸ் முடிச்சதுக்கப்புறம் தமிழ்நாடு அர்ச்சகர் சமூக நல சங்கம் அப்படின்னு இருந்தது. அதனுடைய தலைவராக அவர்கள் இருந்தார்கள். அவர் பல பணிகளை செய்து கொண்டிருக்கிறார். எந்த ஒரு குறையாக இருந்தாலும் அவர் நேரடியாக கூப்பிட்டு கேட்பார். முடிந்த அளவுக்கு தானே இந்த உதவி செய்து தருவார். ஒருவேளை கோயில் நிர்வாக ரீதியாக பிரச்சனை இருக்குது அப்படின்னா இன்னைக்கு கூட்டு போய் நேராக அந்த கமிஷன் ஆஃபீஸ் கூட்டின்னு போயிடுவார். கமிஷனர் ஆஃபீஸ் போனாங்கன்னா கரெக்டாக உடனே அந்த வேலையை பண்ணி கொடுத்துருவார். நிறைய நெல் பாக்கி, சம்பள பாக்கி, இதெல்லாம் இப்போ அச்சசங்கமா அப்படி நிறைய தெரியாமல் நிறைய செஞ்சுருக்கா அவர் என்ன செஞ்சிருக்கா தெரியாது. அப்படி திடீர்னு கோயிலேருந்து எங்களெல்லாம் அப்படியே ஒரு ஆட்டோ ரிக்ஷா இருக்கும் அப்படி கூப்பிட்டு போயிடுறேன், வேணா செஞ்சு கொடுப்பார். அப்படி ஒரு முறை நான் வந்து 85ஆம் ஆண்டு 86 ஆண்டு வாக்கிலே நாங்கள் வந்துட்டு இருப்போம். அப்போ உமாவதி சிவாச்சாரியர் இருப்பார், அவர் கூட இருந்திருந்தோம். அப்போ 87லே நான் வந்து இந்த மாணவர்களுக்கெல்லாம் ஒரு படிப்பு, சில மாணவர்கள் வந்து பாடசாலை படித்து வந்திருப்பார்கள், சில பேர் பாடசாலை படிச்சிருக்க மாட்டாங்க, கோயிலில் கைங்கரியம் பண்ணிட்டு இருப்பாங்க. அந்த மாதிரி இருக்கிறவனுக்கெல்லாம் ஒரு பாடங்கள் செய்ய வேண்டும் அப்படிங்கும்போது நம்ம கோயம்புத்தூர் மாவட்டத்தில் வந்து அங்கே வந்து நான் 32 சென்டர் 33 சென்டர் அந்த மாதிரி ஸ்தாபனம் பண்ணி அங்கே இருக்க மாணவர்களுக்கெல்லாம் ஒரு பயிற்சி கொடுக்க வேண்டும், ஆகம நூல் வெளியீட்டு குழுவின் மூலமாக அந்த பயிற்சி கொடுக்கணும் அப்படின்னு நான் பிளான் பண்ணப்போ அந்த ஒரு வாய்ப்புடனே வர சொல்லி இப்போ எழுதி கொடுத்தா வந்து சிலபஸ் புக்கெல்லாம் இன்னும் இருக்க கையெழுத்து போட்டு கொடுத்துருக்கார். அந்த 87 ஒரு வருடம் அவர் சொன்னால் முடிஞ்சோன்னா நீங்கள் போய் இந்த கிளாஸை ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணுங்க, நான் முடியும் போது வரேன்னு. அதே மாதிரி 87 ஆரம்பித்தேன், 88 அந்த வகுப்புகள் முடிந்தது. வேலூரிலே வந்து அந்த மாணவர்கள் 30 மாணவர்களுக்கு சான்றிதழ் கொடுத்து ஆசீர்வாதம் வழங்கினார்கள். அதுதான் பாடசாலை. நம்ம வந்து அந்த ஒரு வருஷத்தில் வந்து நம்ம எவ்வளோ தனம் இருந்தால் கூட அன்னேன க்ஷணிகா திருப்திகி ஜாவத் ஜீவந்திய வித்யா அப்படின்னு வாழ்நாள் முழுவதும் கல்வி கட்டுட்டா அதனால பண்பும் பயனும் அதில் வந்துடும். அதை நாம் உணர்ந்தக்கூடிய ஒரு வாய்ப்பு அவர் மூலமாக கிடைத்தது. அதே மாதிரி பேசக்கூடியமே நிறைய சொல்கிறேன். சொன்னார் யாரோ நிறைய பேர் இங்கிலீஷில் சொன்னாங்க, எனக்கு சிலதெல்லாம் புரியல கூட. நம்ம படிப்போ பணமோ நம்மளுடைய பதவியோ முக்கியம் இல்லை, நாம் எப்படி பண்பாக நடந்து கொள்கிறோம் என்பது ரொம்ப முக்கியம். அதற்கெல்லாம் உதாரணமாக இருக்கக்கூடியதான் நீங்களாம், பண்பு படிப்பதுக்கெல்லாம் இருக்கிறது நீங்களாம். அது மாதிரி டாக்டர் சிவமா அப்படி தான் நினைக்கிறேன். ஏன்னா வந்து பலர் வந்து இருந்தாலும் கூட நம்ம பரம்பூஜை ஸ்ரீ குருஜி அவர்களால் பாராட்டு பெற்றவர்களை வந்து 2000 WCPல சக்ஸஸ் நடந்துன்னு சொன்னார்னா ரொம்ப முக்கிய இன்டர்ஃபைத் அந்த கான்ஃபரன்ஸ் வந்து ரொம்ப அழகாக எடுத்துன்னு போனார் டாக்டர் சிவாமாமா. அதை வந்து அங்கே வந்ததுக்கப்புறம் சொல்லியிருந்தார். அப்படி ஒரு பண்பு இருக்கணும். அங்கே வந்து படைப்பு மட்டும் முக்கியம் இல்லை, அப்படி பேசக்கூடிய வார்த்தைகள். கேயூரானு பூஷயந்தி புருஷம் ஹாரான சந்திரோஜ்வலாக நஸ்தானம் நவிலேபனம் நகுசுமம் நாலங்கிருதா மூர்த்தஜா வான்யேகா சமலம் கரோதி புருஷம் யா சம்ஸ்கிருதா தாரியதே க்ஷீயந்தே கலபூஷணானி சதம் வாக்பூஷணம் பூஷணம் என்று நாம் பேசக்கூடிய நடக்கக்கூடிய ரொம்ப முக்கியம். அப்படிப்பட்ட ஒரு வாய்ப்பை கிடைச்சிருக்கு. அதையெல்லாம் நம்ம டாக்டர் சண்முக சிவாச்சாரியர் அவர்கள் வந்து நம்ம பாடசாலையில் வந்து எத்தனை மாணவர்கள் திருப்பதி வெங்கடேஸ்வர வேதிக் யூனிவர்சிட்டியுமான BA MA இப்போ PhD படித்துக் கொண்டிருக்கிறார்கள். அந்த ஒரு வித்யா சகாயத்தை மாணவர்கள் உருவாக்கக்கூடிய இடத்துல சிவாச்சாரியர் இருக்கிறார் என்பதுதான் ரொம்ப முக்கியம். அந்த மாதிரி அதை செய்து கொண்டிருக்கிறார்கள். அவர் செய்யவே தெரியாது அந்த ஹம்பிள், அவருடைய ஒரு எளிமை பண்பு நிறைய சொல்லிக்கொண்டே இருக்க வேண்டும். இதெல்லாம் சிவாச்சாரியர் நினைத்து செய்தாரோ அப்படி வருவார் என்று நமக்கு தெரியாது. ஆனால் சொல்லிட்டு அறையும் அவருடைய புதல்வர் சிவாச்சாரியர்களாக செய்திருப்பதும் அந்த டீமே அவர் வந்து லோபமே இருக்கக்கூடாது, நல்லா செய்யணும்னு சொல்லுவார். அதே மாதிரி மாமா அவர்கள் வந்து கிருஷ்ணன் அவரு பாருங்க 80+ ஆயிரம் இருந்தாலும் அவர் வந்து ஒரு ஆர்கனைசர் MCயா இருக்காரு, அழகா எடுத்துன்னு போறார் பேசலாமா அப்படின்னு. இந்த மாதிரி கிடைச்சது கஷ்டம். திருநாவுக்கரசர் மாதிரி அவர் அந்த மாதிரி எல்லாம் செய்திருக்காரு, யாரையும் சொல்ல முடியாது. ஒரு நிகழ்ச்சி பார்த்தா நேத்து அந்த சைவ 63 பெரிய புராணமே வந்தமே ஆயிடுச்சு. அந்த அற்புதமாக அவங்க எல்லாம் திருமுறை பாடினாங்க. பார்க்கும்பொழுது எல்லாம் அந்த எப்படி நாயன்மார்கள்லாம் எப்படி பாடிட்டு போனாங்களோ அப்பர் அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு அமைப்பை வந்து நம்ம நாட்டுக்கோட்டை நகரத்தார் என்று சொன்னாலே அந்த தர்மத்துக்கு சைவ தர்மத்துக்கு முக்கியமானவர்கள் எங்க போனாலும் செய்யறாங்க, அங்க போனாலும் விட மாட்டாங்க. இந்த சைவ தர்மம் இருக்கும். அப்படி எல்லோரையும் ஒருங்கிணைத்து செய்யக்கூடிய ஒரு பெரிய ஒரு சிறப்பு இந்த ஸ்ரீ சிவாவிஷ்ணு டெம்பிளுக்கு இருக்கிறது. நீங்க பார்க்க முடியும் மகா சதாசிவமூர்த்தி, இந்த பக்கம் சுதர்சன மூர்த்தி இருக்கு ராஜகோபுரத்துக்கு எல்லாரும் எல்லா ராஜகோபுரம் பார்க்க முடியும். இந்த ராஜகோபுரம் வந்து வேற எங்கேயா இருக்குமா எனக்கு தெரியல, எப்படி டிசைன் பண்ணான்னு தெரியல. இந்த கணபதி ஸ்தபதியார் கூட இந்த மாதிரி நினைக்கணும். கணபதி சொன்ன மாதிரி அவங்க சைவ வைஷ்ணவ ஒற்றுமை சொன்னார். இது 5 அக்ஷரம் நடந்துட்டு இருக்கு. இதே மாதிரி மாமா வந்து போயிட்டாரு, உட்கார்ந்தாரு, டக்கன் புஸ்தகத்தை வாங்கி படிக்கிறாரு. அப்படி அந்த சுவாமி இல்லை எல்லாத்தையும் சிவஸ்தி நீங்க சொன்னீங்க பாருங்க. மாமி சொன்னாங்க சிவஸ்தி ஹிருதயத்தில் விஷ்ணு இருக்காருன்னா உண்மையாகவே வந்து சிவாவிஷ்ணு டெம்பிள் அந்த சக்தி சாநித்தியம் இருக்கிறது என்பதை நாம் உடல் முடிக்கிறது பண்ணியிருக்கீங்க. பல ஆண்டு காலம் இந்த பயணம் நல்ல முறையில் செல்ல வேண்டும் என்று தெரிவித்துக் கொண்டு சிவாச்சார ஃபேமிலியில் எல்லாரும் பார்த்துட்டு இருக்காங்க. எல்லாரும் அவருடைய தங்கைகள் எல்லாரும் பார்த்துருக்காங்க. ஒரு மாப்பிள்ளை வந்திருக்காங்க. நான் நிறைய பேசிட்டு நினைக்கிறேன். இந்த மாதிரி வாய்ப்பு கொடுத்ததும் நீங்க எல்லாம் இந்த மாதிரி சிறப்பாக செய்து கொண்டு நன்றி என்று தெரிவித்துக் கொண்டு இந்த நேரத்தில் நூற்றாண்டு விழாவிலே நாமெல்லாம் பங்கேற்பதையே பெருமையாக கருதி இந்த மாதிரி SSVT எனக்கு வாய்ப்பு கொடுத்ததுக்கு நன்றி கூறி விடைபெறுகிறேன். நமஸ்காரம்.
Swami Reddy garu, you want to speak for a minute? Please come down. Huh? Okay. After Swami Reddy garu, Chalapama, please. One thing. Anna, நாளை 4:20
Namaste all. Thanks for giving this opportunity. Namaste. Very, very nice meeting you. I just want to say very quickly, I had many opportunities in the temple to take children, school children, for a tour around the temple and showing them each vigraha and explaining what that vigraha is about and why they installed there. The number one question always children used to ask, why do you have so many? And we have to explain to them, many in one and one in many. That concept is the basis of Hinduism. So you have to think about the way how you want to think, the way and we can get the answer back to you. That's all I would say. My experiences in giving that tour for children really told me how much I know and how much I can explain to the person who knows or doesn't know, either way. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Swami garu. Chalapam. Oh, okay.
ஸ்ரீ குருப்யோ நமஹ ஹரி ஓம். எல்லோருக்கும் வணக்கம். எனக்கு நிறைய மேடைகளில் பேசி பழக்கம் கிடையாது. மாமாவே சொல்லிட்டேன், 2 நிமிஷம் பேசுவோம் போதுங்க. எனக்கு தெரிஞ்ச டைமே 2 நிமிஷம் தான். அவ்வளோ மொத்தம் நான் பேசுகிறேன். சாமமூர்த்தி சிவாச்சாரிய பெருமையை பற்றி இவங்கெல்லாம் சொன்னாங்க. நான் சொன்னேன்னா எங்கள் குடும்பத்தை பற்றி நாங்களே வளர்ச்சிக்கிற மாதிரி இருக்கும். அதனால் நீங்கள் இங்கே கூட இருக்கக்கூடிய SSVT மெம்பர்கள், நீங்கள் கூடிய பேசக்கூடிய பேச்சு வந்து உங்கள் மனசில் எவ்வளோ இடம் பிடிச்சிருக்கார், இந்த கோயிலில் எவ்வளோ இன்வால்வாக பண்ணியிருக்காரு நினைக்கிறது எங்களுக்கெல்லாம் பூரிப்பாக இருக்குது. அவர் எங்கேயும் போல அவரோட பணி தொடர்ந்து தான் இருக்குது. சாமமூர்த்தி சிவாச்சாரியர் சண்முக சிவாச்சாரிய உருவத்தில் அவரோட பணி இங்கே தொடர்ந்து தான் இருக்கார். அவரோட பணி இன்னும் தொடரும். வாய்ப்பளித்ததுக்கு ரொம்ப நன்றி. வணக்கம்.
அனைவருக்கும் நமஸ்காரங்கள். சாம்பமூர்த்தி மாமாவை பற்றி சொன்னோம்னா எவ்வளோ சொல்லிகிட்டே இருக்கேன். என்னோட உங்களுக்கெல்லாம் நிறைய தெரியும். அது மாதிரி நான் பார்த்துருக்கேன். அது மாதிரி 2-3 முறை அவர் சஹசிரநாமம் இங்கே சொன்னாவா, அது மாதிரி திருஷத்தி சஹசிரநாமங்கள். அது மாதிரி அந்த காளிகாம்பர்களுக்கு போனாலே அந்த ஒரு தெய்வீக சிந்தனையானது, தெய்வீக சிந்தனை இல்லாமல் யாராவது கோவிலுக்குள்ளே வந்தால் கூட அவளுக்கு தெய்வீக சிந்தனை ஏற்படும். அவர் சொல்லக்கூடிய மந்திரங்கள், அந்த மாமா சொன்னார் தபசக்தின்னு சொன்னார். அது மாதிரி அந்த மாமாவை பார்த்தாலே ஒரு சக்தியை பார்க்குற, அம்பாலை பார்க்குற மாதிரி இருக்கும். அது மாதிரி மாமா செய்த திருப்பணிகள்லாம் நிறையா அவர் நினச்சிருப்பார். அதெல்லாம் நம்ம சொன்ன மாதிரி சதாசிவம் அண்ணா, காளிதாஸ் அண்ணா, நம்ம சதீஷ் அண்ணா, சண்முக சிவாச்சாரியர் எல்லாம் என்னன்னா நிறையா அந்த சைவாகமத்துக்குன்ட்டு நிறையா பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கா. நிறைய சதஸ், அதாவது கிட்டத்தட்ட என்னன்னா அந்த காளிகாம்பா கோயில் ஏற்ற மாதிரி இருக்கக்கூடிய ஆத்தே என்னன்னா சைவாகமங்கள் நிறையா சொல்லியிருக்கா. அது மாதிரி எங்களுக்கெல்லாம் அண்ணாக்கெல்லாம் குருவாக இருக்கக்கூடிய சோமசேகர சிவாச்சாரியர்னு அவர் நிறைய சதஸ் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. அதாவது சின்ன சின்ன குழந்தைங்கள்லாம் நிறையா புஸ்தகங்கள் வெளியிட்டிருக்கா. கிட்டத்தட்ட ஒரு 100க்கும் மேலான புஸ்தகங்கள் காளிகாம்பாள் நம்ம சிவாச்சாரியா ட்ரஸ்ட் மூலியமாக, அண்ணா சாம்பமூர்த்தி சிவாச்சாரியா அவர்கள் ட்ரஸ்ட் மூலியமாக நிறையா புஸ்தகங்கள் வெளியிட்டிருக்கா. இதெல்லாம் நாங்கள்லாம் அதை பார்த்து நிறையா தெரிஞ்சுட்டு இருக்கோம். இப்போ கூட நிறையா புஸ்தகங்கள்லாம் எடுத்துகிட்டு வந்துட்டுருக்கோம். இப்போ அவள் போட்ட புஸ்தகங்கள்லாம் தான் நாங்கள் படிச்சுட்டு இருக்கோம். இப்போ இங்கே சொல்லக்கூடிய புஸ்தகங்கள் எல்லாமே அவெல்லாம் போட்ட புஸ்தகங்கள் தான். இது மாதிரி நிறையா சொல்லிகிட்டே இருக்கலாம். இது மாதிரி இந்த நான்லாம் ரொம்ப பேசுறதுக்கு ரொம்ப கூச்சப்படுவேன். ஆனால் இந்த இடத்துல எங்களுக்கு பேசுறதுக்கு எனக்கு தீக்ஷா குருவும் அண்ணா தான். எங்களுக்கு ஆச்சார அபிஷேகம்னு பண்ணுவாங்க. சண்முக சிவாச்சாரியர் தான் எங்களோட தீக்ஷா குரு. அதுபோல் எல்லாரும் சாம்பமூர்த்தி சிவாச்சாரியருடைய அனுகிரகத்தை எல்லாருமே பெறணும்னு பிரார்த்தனை பண்ணிக்கிறோம். நமஸ்காரம்.
Now I request our Shanmugha Sivacharya. இல்லை ஏன்னா இனிமே ப்ரோக்ராம் நெக்ஸ்ட் ப்ரோக்ராம்
நாலு மணிக்கு ஆரம்பம். நெக்ஸ்ட் ப்ரோக்ராம் 4:30.
ओम वंदे गुरुं शिवं सांबं दक्षिणामूर्तिमव्ययं यद्वन्दनेन मन्दोऽपि विन्देत् गुरुसमानतां या देवी सर्वभूतेषु बुद्धिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः. காதலாகி கசிந்து கண்ணீர் மல்கி ஓதுவார்தமை நன்னெறிக்கு வைப்பது வேதம் நான்கிலும் மெய்ப்பொருளாவது நாதன் நாமம் நம சிவாயவே. நமஸ்காரம் to the satsang. First of all, I'm so blessed and I'm very thankful to all of you for whatever is happening today and for all your love that you are showering on me. I do not know, I'm fit for those love, but as Avyaja Karunamurti and Ambal, you know, our compassion, our love is like even for the person who is not fit for it, her love flows. Likewise, I'm blessed by all of you. I'm thankful. As about my father, all of you shared, he was a person with principle. Like he was very specific. Even any object, like his object only he would touch. If someone touches, he would leave, and he won't enter a place. Even if where I was staying, the room where he was staying earlier. So when he saw me studying, there was only one room those days. So he gave his room to me. So later his bureau was there inside. If he had to come, he will knock and he will wait. So that kind of discipline, what we have. Even today, I don't enter my daughter's room. Even today, I have not opened my wife's bureau. So these things, you know, the parents are the examples. Parents, I don't know what my phone my wife is using. Even my wife doesn't know. So basic thing actually, and a human being actually is Samadarshina, Abheda Darshanam Jnanam, as you rightly said. For him, everyone were equal. They actually, like Taye also, what you said, Taye. So everyone was Taye. Even my mother also, he addresses as Taye only. My mother, for him, his wife, he used to address only as Taye. That Samadrishti, everyone was Ambal for him. And he used to, like, if someone comes for some recommendation or something, he had to write, he had to sign and give. They would say, I will go and write, you just sign and give. So I used to just sign and give. So after they leave, and when they are there, I cannot shout. No? So once they leave, I was young at that time, I didn't know. So at time, I used to shout at my father. I don't know what's going to happen to me. At that point of time, I used to shout at him, see, you are just signing in an empty white paper. What will happen if they fill in something? So generally he speaks less. Generally he won't speak much. Sometimes he speaks very less. So what he used to say is like, Ambala nambariya illiya. Whether you believe in Ambal or not. Nambara. You would say, I would say, I believe. Then he would say, if there is anything wrong in this, Ambal will not allow me to sign. That kind of total surrender. Total surrender. That was his success. Success means moksha. He reached the holy feet of Ambal. The day of Ashtami, Somavara, Brahma Muhurta. He caught hold of Kali and we were there. The first time we are seeing, real departure. Like, he just caught hold of Kali. So at that time only we knew who he was. All those years, he was just like a father. He didn't know where he went. He won't tell anything. He won't tell anything. He will just come home and whatever is given to him, he will eat. He won't say whether there is salt or nothing. He would just take whatever was given to him. So you won't complain. Even I just take like that. I don't say salt. My mother, after eating, she would say, Appa da solla, nee sollaliya. Whatever is given, annam brahmeti pijan, is brahmam. So we just take. So that was the thing. Other thing is actually, some people I used to say, see, the person is not putting any efforts at all. Even though he's worshipping, he should put some effort and all those things I used to say. So he used to say, very less he speaks, sometimes he speaks. Mainly he has opened my eyes. He used to say, and I used to give an example, even if the milk is, poured, we have to keep the vessel properly. If it is in the other side, it will not be filled. So he would say, if Ambal decides, she will keep the cup also in a proper way. That kind of surrender. How he surrendered was totally himself. He didn't know that it was him. So that is what we have imbibed. If someone is going to say that I did, if you're going to say I did, definitely it does not come to me till today. So he has removed the fear of death, and he has removed the fear of anything in the life. So fearless. So he says, whatever it is, do it properly based upon the situations. That also he has taught us. As you rightly said, whatever is available, with that, first thing is they should not complain. We should make happy. It should be simple. It should reach everyone. First, we should give the taste. Once they are into it, they will do things. But at the beginning, we should always. That's why his life was very simple. Like whatever we are, it is because of him. Even I'm thankful to Sri Shiva Vishnu Temple. Even Principal Anna, even especially my brothers and my brother-in-law Bhairav Sundar Bhattar, all of you know. So they always used to say, Sri Shiva Vishnu Temple, still you are respecting the Acharya, our Savisaji Swamigal, our Sri Ganapati Sthapati Ayya, and my father. This is something very special. And I'm thankful for all your encouragement. I am just a child of our SSVT. Menon sir, I will come every year. when you call, I will come. I'm just a child of, I always consider myself as the Adiyarkum Adiyar. I'm the last of the last, and I would like to share what we had learned. Atmanaha Mokshartham Jagat Hitayacha. So that is more important. We should be, and it was very truthful actually. We should not lie always. That is what I have told to my daughters, my children also. That is what he taught us. So if you say whatever you do, you say. You should not. He doesn't like lying, and he should not like like watching others. Even if you go, I walk this side, my eyes doesn't go that side. These things I learned from my father. So, like a disciplined person, and respect for every being. So that's why when he passed away, see, I'm telling you, on the day of when he left his physical body, that day we saw we were there. My mother was there, I was there, my brother was there, Dasana gave Ganges, everything was there. But he got only hold of Kali. He didn't see my mother, he didn't see us. So it was the Kali who was there in him. So we knew only at that time. So that's what I tell the younger generation, just respect. And he was very specific that the children should respect the parents. So even at the temple, anyone comes, the younger generation children, he used to make them to do pranams to their parents. He would say, this is enough, this is your puja. It was very simple, and I would say is humble and is real bhakti, and is showing us the way. Please pray for us, and we would like to, we in the sense, like as Archakas, you would always say Archaka plays a very important role for the temple, like you are the people, you are worshipping the God, and you are interacting with the people also. And people also, today also I was telling to someone here, used to tell people, whoever the devotees, when they come to temple, he has taught us to look them as Amba. Any devotee, it is not male or female, anything. Everyone, big or minister or like you said, like whoever comes, for him, everything was Kalikambad. Everything was Taye. Everyone used to say Taye. That is what he used to. He generally doesn't say directly. He used to say, "Idha inga appa sonnanga." Directly he won't say anything. He would say, "Inga appa, tata." My grandfather. His name was Shanmukha Shivacharya. My grandfather is, my nakshatra is same as my grandfather's nakshatra. So both my father, both my peripas, and my Sittaba, all of them, they had a special attachment to me because it was my grandfather's name and grandfather's nakshatra also. They used to say, always be direct. So if something is wrong, tell directly to them, and always see the situation. If you feel that they cannot do, don't say. That is what all he said. Then when I went through the Dharma Shastras, It says that, if you're going to put more load, and finally, mentally, they would think, I did all these things, but this was not there. Even that kind of thought should not be there. We should be always happy, and it was always with a smile. So thank you very much for all your love and affection that you're showering on our family. Please bless us and please guide us. Thank you. Namaskaram. Jai Hind. God bless America.
Please just stay for 2 seconds. Okay. One, I want to thank all of you for coming to this event. When we tried to plan this event, we didn't think this will go this long, this well, and all that stuff. One thing I wanted to say, and that will probably, reinforce what our chairman Mahesh said. There are people who have known Sambasiva Sivacharya and they have experience. Seeing Shanmugha Sivacharya, I feel I have seen him. Okay. And this one thing I wanted to say. Mahan Tandai ki aatral mudavi, even Tandai ennotran kollenum sol. The son's duty to his father is to make the world ask, by what austerities did he merit such a son? So, those of us who don't know Sambasivacharya should see Sambasivacharya, and you will experience it. And anything else that expresses our chairman's point of view. And we have a dance program, Shiva Tandavam, by local children and somebody who is visiting. It's a male dancer, so visiting from India. So this is appropriate for the Shiva Mahotsavam, so it's a Shiva Tandavam. That is at 4:30. But I just want to thank all of you and all the speakers, and Dr. Shiva suggested those of people who have, given this speech, and the acharyas should be here to take one picture. And anybody else wants to join, please. I mean, I'm not stopping anybody.
So, just one. Sure.
SSVT தலைவர் பார்த்தா தலைவர் தெரியும். தலைவர் எல்லாம் அப்படி ஆயிட்டாங்க.
Hello, Namaskaram to the ardent devotees is here. Mr. Krishna Swami just raised the question what austerities that Acharya Sambamurti Sivacharya should have done, quoting Tiruvalluvar. He must have done in his previous Janma, because the great sage of Kanchi, worshipper of Kamakshi, he stepped into Kalikambal temple unannounced, and this happened in the year 1932. See, everybody were just unnerved, because without Kumbham, Purna Kumbham, such a great sage will not on his own enter the temple. But it did happen for a reason, because at that time his father was alive and his name was Shanmugha Sivacharya, and he was a great devotee of Devi. The Ambal worshipping tradition continues through down the generations. He would go into a trance and be in a state of samadhi. That's how he was at that time. And coolly, the sage of Kanchi walked into the temple and came and stood before him. See? There was so much of commotion, and nothing would disturb his father. And he was in a state of samadhi. But then he had to be literally touched and told that the sage of Kanchi, Chandrasekhar Saraswati, is standing before him. Then you open, and he also did not know what to say. The first question that the sage of Kanchi asked was, who is this boy? That was no other than Sambhamurti Sivacharya, who was standing next to his father and telling him, you please come to this world. You see? And so the sage of Kanchi asked him, what are you going to do with this boy? The custom is, the sage of Kanchi will ask a question and he'll also give the answer. You see, you need not open your mouth. So that was that. What did the sage of Kanchi say? Okay, let him also continue your tradition. One variliye ivna konduva. See, that's what happened. And what did he do in turn? Our variliye Acharya namaku koduttirukkaru. So we are very grateful that you are here at this moment sharing all the experiences. Thank you all very much.
Thank you. If you could just take 2 moments, okay? And Sivacharya, it's wonderful that we've heard the experiences, the remembrances of our Pradhanacharya, our Tuli Pradhanacharya. So it is wonderful that all of the traits we feel. The first time I heard all of you speak, I said, we missed all of that. We really didn't miss him. We have Shanmugha Sivacharya bringing all those values to us. Thank you very much. And it will be ungrateful on my part if I don't recognize the reason why we're all here. This temple was built of all your efforts. Thank you all very much, our founding members and everybody that contributed to give us a wonderful, wonderful, temple in this area. And this is one of the best and the premier temple in this country. So thank you all very much for doing that for us. Thank you. Dr. Shiva, you want anything? You want to take anything right?
All come. All the priests, please come. We have to take photo. Come. Can you stay here? You come. Yeah. Mama, please, don't get the photo.